punk as politicians.
Chats, Law Bishop in the house like we do. And we back another Fireside Chats. Y'all know how it goes. We got a little running conversation going where we talk about various things, political and whatnot. I have just started doing the video ones, so this will be the third one. And usually I did like a bunch of different topics at one time, but the last one I just did it pretty much on Joe Biden and the G7 and Putin. And I think I'm gonna do another one like this. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing single topic ones, but this one I think is gonna be on kind of wokeness and CRT, because that totally seems to be the rage right now, right? And everybody's up in arms, big mad over all of that. And so I got a lot of thoughts, because that's it. So that's what we're gonna do, bro. We're gonna do CRT and wokeness, and kind of the Twitter streets is gonna be kind of just on that too, right? I don't know if y'all heard the last one, but or actually the last two really. I mentioned that Scott Cawthon thing. I'm going to mention that one on this one because it fits better. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it on the Joe Biden one because, that was all on that, not about the wokeness. But that's enough of the rambling. We're just going to jump into it. And, when I started this podcast, which was like, we're just over a year, probably a year and change. I want to say I started it in May of last year, something like that. And, and I started it really, I think, it was to talk about politics, but it was also to talk about like kind of race and all of the social justice things. And then coincidentally, the, George Floyd stuff happened, and, we got deep into it, you know what I'm saying? But, all during that stuff and everything, I mentioned how I was woke, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here to say that when I started this podcast, no doubt, I was woke, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll ride for that, you know what I'm saying? But, barely a year later, and I'm going to say that, I think I'm past woke now, you know what I'm saying? Like, that dude Toure wrote a book, called Who's Afraid of Post-Blackness a few years ago. I think it's back there somewhere. And I'm kind of here to say, who's afraid of post-wokeness? You know what I'm saying? Because when I said I was woke and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like this CRT stuff, I don't even know if I knew a year ago, almost today, that what CRT even was. It's crazy how we've gone from that. And I feel like I'm up on those kind of topics, you know what I'm saying? And it's amazing how, in a year, how prevalent it has become between everything. If we go through this podcast and everything, and I start coughing or something, I'm just getting over a sickness, man. So y'all gonna see me like rubbing my nose and everything. I'm just trying to get through it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just put that up now. But never even heard of CRT, even though I feel like I'm up on those type of things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's almost like CRT is the reason why I have an issue with wokeness. I never had an issue with wokeness before. I was striving to be woke. I thought woke was what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? Then I see the CRT come in, and it's just and it seems like it's divisive and it's almost weaponized, or you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know, something about it, bro. Because to me, wokeness is like I don't know, it's about like racial justice. It's about, to me, wokeness, even more than that. Wokeness to me is like social conscious. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always like kind of look at it, like if you looked at it like kind of in rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like you had like your regular rap, you have your partying or your whatever kind, even your gangster rap. And then you had your socially conscious rap, like your woke rap. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the shit that spoke to me. That's the shit that made, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what made me become a rapper back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? And, CRT, man, like, I don't know about all that, bro. We're gonna get into all of it, right? And I will say, like, CRT, I don't know, like, they say CRT been around since the 70s, 80s, stuff like that. I'm not getting into the where it came from as far as just coming from legal theory and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just say that while it's totally possible that it started as something different than what we see it now, right? It's just like whatever it started off as, I don't know. Like I said, I've only known about this for like a year or so. You know what I'm saying? And in its current like iteration or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's been weaponized, like I just said. It's kind of like I feel like it's used to divide, and its proponents are gonna say no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they believe that. You know what I'm saying? But if you just gonna start, white, everything with white is bad. You know what I'm saying? You demonize whiteness and all of that. Then you can't tell me that. Don't tell me anything about it's not used to divide or whatever, right? Because that's what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the you know what I'm saying? Kind of like Kendi says, Kendi is kind of one of the main CRT warriors. You know what I'm saying? And he'll say how you can't be. You either anti-racist or you racist. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no people say I'm non-racist, which we'll get into that because that's what I am. And I'll be damned if anybody tell me what the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? But that's his whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You either got to be this or that. I don't know, bro. Like how is that not dividing? And it's the same way with like if you just keep on telling whiteness is bad, it's a psychosis, it's all of this shit, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna divide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it might not be just like like just by definition, by whatever, just like he says, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm kind of using the same logic he uses with his anti racism or you know what I'm saying, racist, anti-racist. Maybe I'm contradicting myself right there, but look, we got a long way to go, and I'm gonna straighten it all out. As far as it is in my head, I promise. But you can say it's not a weapon, right? But all I know is that it's got us all arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's a weapon, but whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's got us arguing. No doubt about that. You know what I'm saying? Like the parents are showing up to the school boards and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got us arguing and it's got us divided. You know what I'm saying? Like more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to fight back and push back when they say, and I still don't, like people say it's worse now than it's been since whatever. And I'm like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? We used to have separated fucking, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't drink from this water fountain and all of this, you know what I'm saying? And, I used to push back about that a lot, but bro, it is getting pretty bad right now. You can't argue that, like it seems to be, like correlated with the rise of CRT. You know what I'm saying? Like if CRT, like what is the goal of CRT? Because is the goal to make it better? Because I feel like the opposite is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's hard to argue right now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe it's like, maybe that's me as a white person saying like it's worse for me. But maybe like, black folk will be like, but that's not worse for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And, that's also why it would probably be good to have somebody else talking about this instead of just me speaking my thoughts, But, it's got us all arguing. There's no doubt about that, and like a lot of it, like I said, is where they worried about this shit being taught in schools and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that it's almost like starting to, it's moving from colleges to, I guess all of those people are starting to graduate and they're starting to push it throughout the rest of society. You know what I'm saying? And it's finally making its way, they want to start teaching that shit in schools and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And, like it just made me start thinking about like my school experience growing up, you know what I'm saying? And of course, they didn't teach CRT, but I feel like wokeness was not something that was taught. I feel like wokeness is something that isn't taught. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like wokeness is something that you have to come across yourself and find yourself, but I guess a little background before we get into that. My school wasn't going to be the most woke school to start with, because I've already told the story a few times about how my school was nicknamed the Rebels, you know what I'm saying? And while I was in high school there was a fight to change the name, and it was a big fight, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't want to give it up, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that, you know what I'm saying? And like to this day, I'm 45, and to this day, they still the Rebels, you know what I'm saying? They didn't change it, but they got rid of all of the imagery and all of that. Like, cause we, like before that, people were bringing, the Confederate flags to the football games and putting it on their school rings, and they said no, none of that, but they wasn't going to change the name, you know what I'm saying? And so just the fact that all of that's going on should show you that they wasn't going to be teaching wokeness. And another thing is, it wasn't a public school, so you know what I'm saying? So they ain't even got to teach what, they can teach what the fuck they want, you know what I'm saying? So all of that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not saying like I felt like it was a big racist thing. Now I'm a white guy. We only had one really black girl that I graduated with, so maybe we could ask her, and maybe she would have maybe she would say something different. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Now as far as like some of the things like privilege, you know what I'm saying, like I've already gone into all of this too. I'm all with all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like I recognize that my privilege just showed right there, you know what I'm saying, to where I never had to think about if that shit was racist, you know what I'm saying, to where she might have had to think about that shit every day, you know what I'm saying? Like but regardless, I just felt that I needed to mention that, whatever. But like I said, I feel like wokeness, like I went like they didn't like that. That's not something I feel like you teach. Like like I said, it's a social consciousness. It's a conscious, like it's something that you just got to come to as yourself. Like when you're learning stuff in class, which we're gonna get to all the stuff. Like like they'll teach you about the Indians and slavery in school, right? Like you learn about that. That's in, they trying to say, oh, they're not going to teach about slavery. Well, you learn that there is slavery, you know what I'm saying? But to get to the depth and the you know what I'm saying, when you're learning about Indians and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, like you learn that they were there, and then you learn that the white people came, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like framing it as far as genocide, you know what I'm saying, like that, I don't know if that's the job of school. Like I feel like that's what they wanting, and they're complaining that the schools are not doing. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know if that's the role of the schools. That's the role for you to go, find this stuff out if you're curious about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is just what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks it's different, and now we're living in a different world. I'm getting old. Maybe that shit's passing me by. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like that's how it should be, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that socially conscious stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I went to a religious school, you know what I'm saying? So, they trying to teach us to do right and everything, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just a question, like how much of that is teachable or should be taught to kids in school. And I'm talking mostly about high school, bro. I don't understand how they be trying to teach that shit from a fucking young age, bro. I don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they want like to recognize race and all of these things, and and all the sexuality and everything. I feel like, like we should wait as long as we possibly can until we start having to breach these topics. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like it's a tough thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like as far as all of this is concerned, though, you know what I'm saying? Before that, that's why I feel like what I just said, like how you have to go search it yourself. Like I had to go search. Like nobody taught me that wokeness shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe it was counter to some of the, you know what I'm saying? But I found it. I feel like I found the wokeness, and I did that. And I feel like that's why I was so about it. You know what I'm saying? Like how much we get taught in school that like we never use again as you learning it. It's like, bruh, this is some fucking bullshit. Like, when are we ever gonna use this shit again? You know what I'm saying? But like, nobody taught me that woke shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned that on myself, and I feel like that's maybe why I was about it. Maybe that's why, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why I searched to learn it in the first place, is because that's what I was about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can force people to be woke or be about woke. You know what I'm saying? But you know, maybe that's why I was about it. And the dirty little secret to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they the dirty little secret is that like up until now that like that shit wasn't taught in schools. You know what I'm saying? Like all that wokeness. I'm trying to think of how I'm meaning that, how I meant it on my notes. Like, what wasn't taught in schools? Of course the woke wasn't taught in schools, because that's what I said. We'll come back to it, bro. But what I did learn in school was like I said, slavery, genocide. Like, bro, we learned that. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, you know, like how do we learn about the West Indies slave trade? And bro, I remember seeing the famous picture of the slave with the ripped up back in the textbook, and you learn about like the Native Americans and the Trail of Tears, and you know, like you get like a basic outline. I mean, like, how in depth are we even going all through high school into any of that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like you know, and I don't know, like people are acting like it's just a celebration of whiteness and we just skip through all of this shit, and I don't know, bruh. Now, the big argument to me against that, and it's the one thing that always kind of it's a scary concept, you know what I'm saying? And it is the manifest destiny thing. Like, that one always got to me, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like manifest destiny is that, you know, it was meant for God, you know, it was meant for, but it wasn't even, I guess, a racial thing, but kind of it was, you know, like that the Europeans that came over, you know, it was in God's plan that all of this land, you know, that's why they were able to just take all the Indians' land and make America there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't framed as genocide and nothing like that, but they taught that. You know what I'm saying? And that part is a little scary. But man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what the government's role is, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into all of that, like maybe what it should be. You know what I'm saying? What we got? They say, oh, and this is another question, and it's just kind of just a thought I had. It might be dumb, but I'm just gonna say it. Like it's all like history is about like all history white. You know what I'm saying? Like all this white. You know what I'm saying? All of the other people are marginalized, and why don't you teach about the marginalized people? But I feel like, think that through. You know what I'm saying? Like, if these people were marginalized, you know what I'm saying? Like how much did they really contribute to the history? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like there were some, you know what I'm saying? But like on the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like, you know, if these people were so marginalized that like, you know, because of that, they were barely able to contribute, you know what I'm saying? As far as, big things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And I feel like they mad because we not, you know, like, let's say if you that marginalized, let's say you only, you know, contributed 1 or 2% to the history, as far as that type of shit, as far as shit that you're gonna teach, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when you go on in history, like you coming up in high school, you know, you only hitting big things, huge things, because there's so much, and you only have so much times and so many little things to learn about, right? So if you're a marginalized society, I mean, peoples, how much did you contribute to that? It's not your fault, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I guess that's the point, is we need to teach about the marginalization, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's you know, maybe that's it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm you know, I'm down for that to a point, you know what I'm saying? Like yes, forgive the dogs. But y'all know what I'm saying? I think y'all know what I'm saying. And okay, so we get to what I think maybe should happen. You know what I'm saying? And like we just today, they did the voter law, the S1 bill where you know, it was all the voter suppression and all of that shit, right? And it got not passed. It got filibustered. They didn't have the 60 votes, so it didn't go through, right? And so my question is like, you know, instead of maybe redoing the election laws, which I don't really think need to be done, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they should be focusing their effort more on redoing like federal education. And I know like they want to federalize the elections. I'm saying federalize education. Yes, education is already federalized, but what I'm saying is maybe we need to redo that. And like what I'm saying is like maybe we need to come up with like a redo the curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Like come up with like a big constitutional Congress type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And get representatives from all these people and come up with a whole, like agree, like come up with some people, you know what I'm saying? And agree on the new, you know what I'm saying? On a new, curriculum, you know what I'm saying? Things, you know, try and make everybody fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? Put some stuff in there. Everybody's represented. Everybody's happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that would be a worthwhile thing for us to do, you know? Just a thought I had, you know? And then another thing, which is kind of tongue in cheek, but kind of is, bruh, I moved to make CRT a religion because number one, these people act like it's a religion kind of already. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is then we could separate the church and the state and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, you know. But that was, I guess, was the intro to that, right? So I'm like, it has become all the rage, and now it's like on all the scream shows, all the, you know, everybody's talking about it, everybody's fighting over it. And like the one thing that I see when I see people arguing, like proponent, you know what I'm saying, of CRT, their big thing will be like, well, do you even know what CRT is? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe some of the people really don't know. It's just what they heard or whatever. So I'm going to be fully honest and everything. I'm doing a whole little podcast on it right here. And I ain't never read none of the literature. I ain't never took none of the classes. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel like I still have a grasp of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like... you know, I feel like it says that racism is everywhere and in pretty much every situation, in every interaction, you know, even if it's unconscious. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, and I feel like because of that it states that all whites are racist. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's unconscious. And I also think that they're very big on like systems, like systematic racism, like. That's another thing that they're trying to argue right now is like how, well, we're not saying that it's, you know, like oh, whites are racism. We're saying that it's this, all the systems. Well, bitch, that's what you're saying. And then you saying all the systems are white. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They are saying that all whites are racist. You know what I'm saying? And even the ones genuflecting and be like, you know what I'm saying, do whatever, you know what I'm saying, like, bitch, you racist, and they scaring them into doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. But it's funny, like I hear him, like, it's all like, I've heard people like calling like whites are demons, and you know, like I just heard Mark Lamont Hill talk about like he's talking to this lady, which I think we got some of these clips later, asking her, is whiteness a psychosis? You know what I'm saying? And you know, all of this shit's nasty to me. It's gross. It reminds me of eugenics. It reminds me of that type of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like just thinking about a whole people like that. It reminds me of the plantation owner from Django taking down his skull. You know what I'm saying? And breaking down how black people's brains are not as big. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody talking about whiteness like it's a psychosis, like it's like it's a jerk, like the Matrix, like you know what I'm saying, like how the Matrix said that humanity is a here we go. Like humanity is like a what they say, it's like a germ, right? Thank you. Yeah, and so like that's, you know what I'm saying, to me, saying all that shit about like how all whites are it, you know what I'm saying, like all whites, all is white, it's a just thinking like that, bro. Like to me, that's thinking that is a psychosis almost, you know what I'm saying, like you're thinking like the germaphobe person, you know what I'm saying. It's wild, bro. CRT also talk about like they big on the anything like the proof that things are racist is like the result of the situation, you know what I'm saying, like any kind of lack of equity somehow proves that it's supposed to prove that the thing is racist. And to me, that's just crazy. And I would just say that I'm telling y'all that their reliance on equity is going to get them motherfuckers in trouble, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they mean by equity and an equal outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like same for all, I guess, like that's equal equity. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, equity is like, you want to break down like the population of America, right? like America is like 60-something% white. You know what I'm saying? Like 12.5% black, like 6% Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really want to start doing this thing where everything we do is gonna be broken down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they looking for equity. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we ready for everything to be 66% white, 12% black? You know what I'm saying? Breaking it down by all the group. You know what I'm saying? Like equity is, there's no 50-50 shit. You know what I'm saying? Equity is like an accurate reflection of the population. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how far you want to take it? Does the NBA need to be 66% white? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I feel like that would be equity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, and that's the other thing about CRT. It feels like it only applies almost to one side. You know what I'm saying? And the way they apply some of their shit, you know, is the violators of it. Let's put it like that. Like the people that go against it or that violate, you know, that get in trouble for shit. You know what I'm saying? It seems like only the side that would be against CRT actually gets in trouble for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are of the left and everything and you be doing some whack shit, well, they just fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's just not the same, bro. It just don't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a man just today, Senator whites only, from Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? Like he just got caught in a whites only club. He ain't barely catching no shit. Not from the left. You know what I'm saying? Like the right, he's catching from the right. But the CRT people, not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like Joy Behar, which wasn't race today, but just today, just shows you what day it is, made this little silly joke, which I thought it was fucking funny, about the gay football player. You know what I'm saying? And they just got her back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If that was Megan, you know what I'm saying? Megan said those exact same words, they would have curb stomped that bitch straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like they do every other day. You know what I'm saying? Like just the day before or something, I saw like something about Megan said something stupid probably. You know what I'm saying? And Joy Behar like came right behind her and was like, yeah, well, I was happy to correct you. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, Joy Behar. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter. And so today, Joy Behar says that whack shit. You know what I'm saying? And nobody corrected her at all. Like and you could tell, like on the video, they were all like, you know, like she made that joke, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, but nobody even corrected her. They all knew that shit was kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these days and times. But nobody jumped to correct her. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't gonna catch no shit for it. Not only that, they had her back on Twitter and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fucking crazy, bro. But that goes to we talked a lot about team sports on the last podcast. CRT is totally a team sport thing, bro. Like, ooh, but it's a weird team sport thing because, like, if you're a person of color, it's like you on the team for sure. But like white people that are on your side, they're not quite on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like they can be a cheerleader or something, but you're still not on the team, bro. It's just weird fucking shit, bro. But like a lot of things with this CRT, this lack of equity, all of that. And then you got the anti-racism thing, which I kind of said. That's Kendi's thing. Ibram X. Kendi is the one of the maybe the most famous the guy from that. You know what I'm saying? And his big thing is anti-racism. I don't know. He kind of brought that to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his thing. Like there's no non-racism. You either racist or you're anti-racist. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't subscribe to that at all. I consider myself non-racist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I consider myself. And I look at that one like and I wanted to do the kind of this abortion thing that's going around. I would have liked to tie that into this, but I'm not gonna. Maybe I can do a separate one on that because that's another hot button issue. But I look at that, my stance on the anti-racist thing, like my stance on abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people kind of play that the same way. And the funny thing is the opposite side. Like the right side plays abortion, like the left side plays race. Or like Kendi, I should say. Kendi plays the race like, you either racist or you're anti-racist, and there's no in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say you non-racist, then you might as well be racist. You know what I'm saying? And the right will play abortion the same way. They'll say you either pro-choice or you pro-life. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, I am anti-abortion, pro-choice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I am. They'd be like, nah, you can't be that. You know what I'm saying? Like you might as well just be pro-choice. And I'll be like, fuck you. You can't tell me what I am. I know what I am. Excuse me for keep rubbing my nose, but man, it itches so bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like this whole, like, you trying to tell me how I think and what I think. And like, like I ain't with it. And I ain't down to genuflect, and I ain't down to whatever, bro. I'm strong-willed. I'm on this microphone because I got things I want to say. So I'll be damned if anybody's going to tell me like what my position is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. A lot of these things they were talking about white identity, bro. Like, and I was thinking about that, like white identity, because I feel like that side needs to make up their mind. Like it's a joke. I think in the like we're supposed to have this big white identity. We're supposed to identify as this big white, I guess culture thing. But it's a joke in the black community that whites have no culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we have no culture, but then we just our culture is just white. It's like, well, how does that even make fucking sense? And it's just weird how like I started to like Lord Bishop, how do you identify? How do you identify yourself? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, no doubt, the first thing I identify as is Cajun. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, what's your last name? You ain't Cajun. Fuck you, bitch. I got two grandmas, one named Kader, one named Como. I'm fucking Cajun 50%. You know what I'm saying? But as far as identity, that's what I identify 100% as Cajun. That's what I think of myself. And then secondly, I'll say I identify as kind of like Christian, but I'm like a non-practicing kind of, you know what I'm saying? But like those two things to me, if will help a person understand me and where I'm coming from and what I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm Cajun and I'm Christian. And then you kind of get the gist. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's how most whites are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at first, I feel like they'll go by religion and they'll go by like their region or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just odd. Like, cause I'm thinking like black folk, I guess they have a black, a black identity. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, don't go trying to classify them as one entity. You know what I'm saying? Like when Joe Biden says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. You know what I'm saying? Then black folk got a problem with that. Like, bitch, we ain't all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was the same for white people. You know what I'm saying? Like how come CRT doesn't allow for that? You know what I'm saying? They just glom us all together as this fucking whiteness. You know what I'm saying? Like this white, whatever, all of that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, and it's whack, dude. Another interesting thing is Africans. You know what I'm saying? Because there's quite a it pops up every once in a while how there's like a little kind of, I don't want to say beef, but like Africans will let you know like they don't think the same. You know what I'm saying? And it has to do with I want to say, I understand about how 400 years of slavery, would do something to I don't want to say to your mind, but to your psychology. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not something that'll just drop away. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like most of these black Africans were colonized by some other countries. Now it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. But that's just an interesting little, thing when it pops up. Like not that long ago, what's her name? Adele was catching some shit. Like it was Jamel Hill. Like she was wearing a Jamaican bathing suit, right? And Jamel Hill was like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? All of this. And so some of the Jamaicans were like, hey, hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got no problem with this. She is celebrating our culture. You know what I'm saying? Just just interesting, like all these things, and what is it? The white guilt people, bruh. Like, oh my God, I guess I used to have that. You know what I'm saying? I used to have white guilt. You know what I'm saying? And then as I started to learn my proper place in black culture, I think, because I always, I became a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of tried to participate in black culture. You know what I'm saying? I was very naive getting into all of that. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, and like I said, I never really had a lot of black friends. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of idealistic when it came to race relations. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think that speaks like, it should speak well for my parents. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have any preconceived, like, whatever, this is, how it is or whatever. I thought that it was, you know what I'm saying? I knew that it wasn't, perfect, but I felt like it could be. You know what I'm saying? If we just acted right. And you know what? Now I see that there's no way. Like, it's deep seated and it goes way deep, bruh. And like Twitter showed me this, you know what I'm saying? When I jumped on Twitter and I try and jump in to these kind of racial conversations, and a lot of these people, they see you white, bruh, and you ain't, it don't matter. You ain't got, it don't matter what you say. You know what I'm saying? But, whatever, bro. Like, so the white guilt, bro. I guess I understand the people, but bro, some of these people take it so far. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what they think they're gonna get out of it. I guess they think they're gonna get a better world. Maybe they will, bro. But I don't know about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be nice and everything, but like, don't be so guilty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I always say, I'm pretty sure my family didn't own slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this. All of the reparations and things, like, we was some Cajuns and some poor white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that, as I know it, we didn't own slaves. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how much guilt should I feel? You know what I'm saying? I do feel bad the way shit went down, but I feel like, we're working on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're trying to get better. Like, why are all of these people coming here? People of color coming here, risking their lives, walking through deserts, floating on rafts made out of Dasani bottles if it's so fucking shitty here. You know what I'm saying? I understand, like, we're prosperous, but bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit don't add up as far as the hellscape that is supposed to be here for some people, bro. I don't buy that. You know what I'm saying? I buy that this movement is gone and people are jumping on for the ride. You know what I'm saying? And look, changes need to be made, and it's bringing changes. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, you better watch. Like, you need to watch it, because if you push too hard, bro, like, it could be a backlash and it could turn into a negative. You know what I'm saying? This is just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I had this thing called white accountability groups, but I'm not even going to talk about that because I feel like it's so silly. And if you don't know what it is, I don't want to be the one to tell you about this bullshit. But hey, I'm not, if you want to go look that up, I'll even say it again. White accountability groups. Ooh. And then I wanted to bring up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, what are you saying all this stuff, but like, and like the dude, Mark Lamont Hill, can you give me an example? Can you give me some examples? So I just wanted to play a few examples. Just, maybe you think that I'm crazy and like exaggerating and just plain off. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know how it goes, as far as, clips and all of this, because I just got to play it on my phone and stuff, but we'll just see, kind of try and see how it goes. This first one I got was this lady that was teaching this class. Y'all might have seen this already. She was teaching. It was job training, doing the CRT thing, you know what I'm saying? So let's see if we could play it.
Up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because...
Hand the crowd, looking like
they got some commentary.
She's like, this is going to be a long...
It's like Jesus and that other dude.
Spicy, but I'm still drinking.
I wish they let her talk.
Like, figured out, how can I walk out without her flaming me? Yeah. That's why she's going to sit there and drink mad water and be like, I'm dying.
Man, I didn't know they were going to do that. Bruh, that lady right there is talking about how she thinks that, like, that white people are not human. She said that, bruh, like they were demons. She said that to a group of white people that she was teaching, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, unbelievable, bruh. Like, literally, that was her words. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight out of, like the, Farrakhan kind of playbook. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of the Farrakhan playbook,
that was that
my boy Nick Cannon
to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem. They're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore,
white people,
the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight.
In order to survive.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the
melanated peoples. Y'all know about that one, right? What we got? We had Mark Lamont Hill, right, talking to this lady.
Would it be fair to say, based on your expertise, that white people are psychopathic?
I
There's a
think
doctor.
so. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's many lies that, and didn't get to that part because what I delivered was only part of a first series of talks. But the level of lying that white people do that has started since colonialism, we're just used to it.
Like, I don't know how deep you want to go into it. Just some examples, bro. Like this is not just, like, I don't know. I just feel like I imagine white people talking about black people like this. Yes, it has happened before, and it was this fucking crazy ass, like, you know what I'm saying? Who would accept that now? It's like I said, bruh, that type of shit, like, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about psychosis, you're talking about all of that. Like, I feel like the way you're looking at white people, like, that's a psychosis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of that shit is the thinking of the plantation man on Django taking the skull. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you just switch the races? Can you, like, this is why the white people, you know what I'm saying? Like, ugh, like, that shit's gross to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And it all boils down to, in CRT, I guess, is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why, why is your hate or your whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's excused. White people are the only people that could be racist. You know what I'm saying? You want to give me this shit about systems and systematics? Look, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Just come up with a word for your hate, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a negative. You don't want to call it racism. You don't want to call it because you ain't got the power or whatever. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You have the same, cracker. You know what I'm saying? I hate the white man for whatever reason it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need a word for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we refer to that? Because it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to say, I don't know, bro. Like I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's just this CRT, bro. Like it's this, you know, like I don't know the good really. A lot of good. Like that's what is the goal of it? Like I said earlier, what is the goal? Is the goal of bringing all of this up to make it better? Because y'all tell me, like even if you're a black person, listen to this. In the last year, with the rise of CRT, has things gotten better? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it has for you and not for me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like as far as society, if we want society to be good and grow, I feel like it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it just needs to do its work. I don't know what you're saying, but like overall net negative so far. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much else I got on this side, bro. But I wanted to mention that Scott Cawthon guy before we got off, because he is a guy that it kind of just speaks to what is wokeness, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he made the Five Nights at Freddy video games, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he did, you know? And the other day, somebody found out that he donated some money to the Trump campaign, right? Or something, to some conservative politicians. So they went after this guy, Bradley. You know, like, how they do? You know, like, can you believe this? Can you believe this? And, you know, and they basically, you know, you try and destroy somebody over that, you know what I'm saying? And, but by all accounts, this man is, you know, a good dude, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a Christian, like he ain't got no problem. People were kind of stepping up for it. They had pictures of him on Twitter with a Black Lives Matter shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like this man got a Black Lives Matter shirt on, but y'all destroying him because he donated to a political campaign. My only question is, how is doing something like that woke? How is it socially conscious, you know what I'm saying, to go destroy a man just because he gave money to a political campaign? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I always think about, like, what if that was like my dad? My dad is a Trump guy, you know what I'm saying? By all accounts, my dad is a good guy. Like, I couldn't imagine people trying to destroy my dad, you know what I'm saying, just because he gave money to a political campaign. So my question to you is, how is that woke? How is saying all Republicans are bad, all whites are bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that woke? How is that a positive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how much else I got to say on this side, bro, but I got a lot for the Twitter streets. So, you know, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna catch y'all on that side. All right, and we back. We on Twitter streets this time, and we're just gonna do what we normally do: go through the tweets and all of that, right? So, you know, let's just get it started, and we starting with the Mark Lamont Hill stuff. I tweeted, this was about, I just played those clips of those people saying those things, you know, those yucky, icky things. And Mark Lamont Hill was talking to the lady that was talking, well, we'll just see. In his tweet, he says, in our exclusive interview, Dr. Aruna Kalani, or whoever, explains, y'all will see it, why she said there were, quote, no good apples among white people. She also explains her claim that white people are, quote, psychopathic, which is interesting because, like, this dude thinks he's slick, bruh. Like, he's like, that was her phrase, no good apples. But if y'all heard the clip, bruh, he asked her if she thought that white people were, quote, psychopathic, bruh. Like, this dude's acting like that wasn't even his words or whatever, which, you know, just that he brought up all of that just shows you where this motherfucker's coming from. But to all of that, if that there were no white good apples and that white people were psychopathic, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and I kind of said this on the notes. I put, remember when on Django the owner broke out the skull and started to break shit down, quote, scientifically? This is the reverse that. Kind of like I'm saying is reverse racism, right? It's just gross, dude. And I added Mark Lamont Hill, you know, and frankly embarrassing I put as well. You know what I'm saying? And I also put, imagine being able or being allowed to do this in a white supremacist hellscape country. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's white supremacy. Everything's white supremacy. You know what I'm saying, bitch? If we was in a true white supremacist country, that shit wouldn't be allowed. You know what I'm saying? Black, he's on Black something news, bro. Like, that's his show, Black something news. You know what I'm saying? Imagine in a white supremacist country, you have something called white supremacist news, bro. It's just the extreme lengths that they go on with the language and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like everything is voter supremacy, though, because you can't have water in line, and because you know, because like you can vote from your couch, but you know, whatever, bro. All of that shit, it's just ridiculous, bro. Voter white supremacy, you know. Same tweet, you know what I'm saying? And I put, somebody needs to do a studio show, you know, like, and I said, nah, make it a comedy sketch show, because SNL needs to recreate this, but say that shit about black folk. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I want. I wanted somebody to use the exact words they saying that he just used with that lady, except, you know, make it like some white people talking about black people right there, and see how that flies. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, like what they was talking about, like all being scientific and, you know, white people are psychopathic and all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, that's what like KKK, Nazi, real white supremacy people, like real white supremacy people say about blacks, or think about blacks. You know what I'm saying? This dude is allowed to broadcast that shit, you know, to the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is ludicrous, bruh. Zuby, I guess that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I believe he's from Europe. He's a rapper, but I love his tweets, and he's definitely I like where he comes from. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as his opinions and stuff. And he tweeted to Mark Lamont Hill on this lady. He's a black man, and he said this woman is a racist who is attempting to hide her obvious hatred and prejudice behind pseudo intellectualism. And I just put both of them, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And then the next one we got is, and also before we get too far into it, and I guess I don't need to say it, but the Twitter street's gonna be a little shorter this time than usual. Mehdi Hassan, who we do Mehdi Hassan almost all the time now. He's a little MSNBC host guy, and sometimes I'm down with him, sometimes not. You know what I'm saying? And here I believe it was not. What was it? He was. Oh Lord, this tweet is, it said it was unavailable, and they just made it available to me. He was commenting on this guy, Will Salatin or something, a blue check guy, national correspondent for Slate. Okay, so a Slate writer. He put, yesterday Ted Cruz claimed critical race theory says every white person is a racist. Actually, CRT says the opposite. It looks for racial bias in social systems, not in the heart of individuals. Cruz is talking about bad diversity training, not CRT. Bad diversity training would have been like that lady that I played the clip for, that those people were speaking over, talking about how white people are demons and not human, and all of this stuff she was talking about, right? But I believe that was like that was diversity training. That is CRT as well. Like I said, bro, CRT tries to act like they're all about social systems, but then, bitch, everything is about whiteness and how whiteness is bad and how whiteness is whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, the dude Mehdi Hassan just agreed with everything that guy just said. And did I agree with him? Probably not, because I said, hey, y'all, CRT says every white person is not racist. Because he said, critical race, like, he's mad. The wheel guy, they're both mad because Ted Cruz apparently said critical race theory says every white person is racist. And that's not, they're saying, no, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I just put, hey, y'all, CRT says every white person is not racist, which, of course, it doesn't. That's the joke. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it doesn't say that, bruh. CRT and bad diversity training are synonyms, I'll put, and they know it, because hey, that's my take, and I'm sticking to it, you know. Oh, my girl Jamel Hill. Oh man, it's hard to do a podcast and not have Jamel Hill on it somewhere, right? What did Jamel Hill say today? GOP game plan. in a nutshell, totally a Jamil Hill tweet right here. GOP game in a nutshell. Blah, blah, blah. Marxism, blah, blah, blah. Woke, blah, blah, blah. Cancel culture, blah, blah, blah. Critical race theory. Y'all unoriginal as fuck. That's her tweet. And so, Lord Bishop just gave her a little bit of her own medicine and said, Jamil game plan. Blah, blah, blah. White supremacy. Blah, blah, blah. White supremacy. Blah, blah, blah. White supremacy. Blah, blah, blah. Because that's all she got. You know what I'm saying? She's like Lincoln Project and Really American with January 6th. That's all they got. They one trick ponies, bro. And Jamil's kind of like Cory Bush or whatever. That's all they got. White supremacy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna move it on. Marco Rubio. Y'all know who that is. Senator Marco Rubio. He tweeted, Marxism divides people into either oppressors or victims, calls for the overthrow of an, quote, evil system, and then seizes complete power in the name of, quote, fairness. The old Marxism used class warfare to divide people. The new Marxism uses identity politics, but the goal is the same. And I think he's conflating CRT with Marxism. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, actually, I think we got a tweet that this next one right here kind of breaks down exactly what I'm saying right there, so I'm not going to waste my time. Ben Carrington, blue check. See the move? Capitalism is a system that produces class, yet Marxism, the critique of capitalism, is accused of creating those divisions. Racism as a system creates a category of race, but critical race theory that critiques racism is accused of creating those divisions. So this guy thinks he's breaking it down real good, you know what I'm saying? Making points. And I just put Marxism is a theory. Marxism in theory is free of those divisions, and CRT requires them. You know what I'm saying? Like what's he saying? Capitalism is a system that produces class. Wait, what is it? Yeah, Marxism is accused of creating the divisions. Marxism is free of those divisions. CRT requires them. In Marxism, everyone is one, and that's true, bro. Marxism is classless. That's why I said in theory it's free of those divisions. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like Marxism is like it's kind of like communism, right? There is no classes. Everybody is the same class. Everybody is working towards the same goals. So in theory, it's free of those divisions. It's free of almost every division. You know what I'm saying? CRT is not free of division. CRT thrives on division. You know what I'm saying? Like its goal is to point out division. You know what I'm saying? And use those divisions to the advantage of those that can. You know what I'm saying? In Marxism, everyone is one. You can understand that. Communism, no classes, everyone is one. In CRT, not everyone is one. They teach you to spot the differences. You know what I'm saying? Just like racism. You know what I'm saying? Like not the same at all. I don't know what Ben Carrington, I can't even understand. I understand the little device that he was trying to use to make a point. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back to the tweet, right? Like, look at all the things that he used. He used capitalism, Marxism, like capitalism, but Marxism. You know what I'm saying? Then racism, but critical race theory. And I put including critical race theory in all of those is dumb because it's not an ism. And all the others are. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism, Marxism, racism, and then he uses critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? Like, the isms, they're all systems. Capitalism, Marxism, racism, those are all big systems. You know what I'm saying? CRT is not a system. You know what I'm saying? CRT is a little device to argue, bro. I'll just put CRT or bitches bitching about a system. You know what I'm saying? CRT is not a system. CRT seeks to tear down systems. You know what I'm saying? Or, I'm sorry. Marxism, I guess. You know what I'm saying? No, fuck that. CRT, I believe, seeks to tear down the system. I guess they can argue with me and say that that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That they want to make it better, but I doubt that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? In practice, for sure, bro. You gonna tell me these motherfuckers ain't trying to tear down systems? Wesley Yang. Listened to an hour of NPR in the car while driving yesterday. 70% of what I heard was about race, including their TV critic who wrote the, quote, Tom Hanks must become anti-racist column declaring that In the Heights was colorist in his casting. And I just put, bruh, and it's true. Wasn't Tom Hanks like the ideal white guy just the other day on Twitter for something he did or posted, bruh? Like he posted how like white people need to do the learning, basically, is what I thought he did. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was holding him up like, why Tom Hanks is just the best. You know what I'm saying? Black folk and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I just put life comes at you fast, Tom. And it's funny, just the way he put it. Tom Hanks must become anti-racist, right? Tom Hanks, quote, Tom Hanks must. Telling Tom Hanks what Tom Hanks got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's seems like that's what critical race, like it tells you what you got to do. You know, I'm not down with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think black folk, you know what I'm saying? I don't think black folk are down with that either. You know what I'm saying? Like when these old white folks are telling you got to stand for the national anthem, they saying fuck you, bruh. No, I don't, you know? But Tom Hanks must, and you must, or you're a racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, ain't down with it, man. The Leo Terrell, which is like, he's like a male Candace Owens, black man conservative kind of. Oh, we getting on the Don Lemon train. And look, I should have included Don Lemon with when I played all the clips about who did I play? All the clips I played of those quotes. And he just put Don Lemon is a fool. Is his partner white? You know what I'm saying? Because Don Lemon, they were tripping because Don Lemon said, he said two things. He said that white and black people live in a different reality, which I can see how people would say that, especially black folk. You know what I'm saying? And then he said that white people see black people as not human or less than human or something like that. And I can't get with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like on the whole, you know what I'm saying? Of course, there's racists that might think that, but on the whole, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that is racist, you know? But I just put, for this one, I just put, brothers is getting ridiculous. The lady teaching the government classes saying whites are demons. Mark Lamont Hill saying whites have a psychosis. Nick Cannon and this clown. Bruh, what you gonna do, you know? Laverne Spicer is, she's like a black lady that's kind of in the mode of Candace Owens kind of. And she said if Don Lemon went off the air, off the TV forever, it would go a long way towards solving racism in this country. And I don't know about that, but I'm down to try it. You know what I'm saying? Can we at least get his trial started? You know what I'm saying? Not to bring up that, even though I brought it up here on the next one. All these people tweeting about how Don Lemon isn't human, kind of proving this point, which, you know, it's funny how she's saying all these people, you know what I'm saying? Like all white people saying that Don, like, you know what I'm saying? Don Lemon's talking about all white people, you know what I'm saying? Saying white people think that black people are not human, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? All of these people talking like that. All of these people tweeting about how Don Lemon isn't human. Kind of proving this point. Well, no, it's not, bro. All it's proving is that you're pointing out some whack motherfucking people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tweeting that. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking 99%, you know, 90% of the people, you know, ain't tweeting that and don't think that, I think. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, all of these people tweeting about how Don Lemon isn't human, kind of proving this point. I just asked, are they bartenders? Because if y'all don't know, Don Lemon's gonna have a trial coming up, I'm sure, right after or it should be before Governor Cuomo's, because apparently he did some bad things to a bartender, allegedly, even though the bartender has witnesses. So that's all I'm gonna say there. I'm not gonna put Don Lemon's. You can Google that too if you want to check it out. Stephen Miller, who is a righty warrior guy, said Don Lemon, a millionaire, telling parents who have kids in the public school system to get over their privilege is just perfection. And I kind of had that same thought. I just put the chef's kiss emoji to that one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I thought. Like, like this dude, like, ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, and him talking about privilege. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, like Don Lemon and the life that he lives. I don't know, bro. Like when people like that talk about privilege, to me, it starts to ring a little hollow. You know what I'm saying? And I think I talk more about that in coming up soon. This next one is Brandon Bradford. And he tweets, conservatives mad that Don Lemon is rich. I'm sure it'll be very angry to find out that Tucker Carlson was born into millions. I'm confident their outrage is consistent. And I put, bruh, they do that same shit with Bernie Sanders. Like, you got 3 homes and all of that. Bernie's a millionaire. Or AOC. Like, bitch, you're a communist and you driving a Tesla and you living in this big apartment, bitch. They do that. There is no doubt about it, bruh. D-Lib tweeted, the Republicans savage Don Lemon. Why? Because he is black, because he is gay, and because he is right about him. And I put, nah, bruh. For the same reason the Dems savage Candace Owens. Because they fucking deserve it, bruh. And that's it. Don Lemon brings this shit on himself, bruh. And I think, look, and yeah, okay, I'm white man. I'm saying that, right? Who am I to say that shit about Don Lemon? I don't understand none of that. I don't understand his experience. Fine. You know what I'm saying? This next lady, Lanescape, tweeted, so because Don Lemon happens to make a lot of money, he cannot understand the black experience. Money does not negate the black experience. It may mute some of the effects, but he can still be killed or stopped for existing while black. Okay. To this, I put, remember on Chappelle's 846? That is the special that he did about when George Floyd, when that happened, right? And he did a little special. It was, it was just a little short thing where he said what he had to say was a great thing. You know what I'm saying? And I remembered that. I was like, bro, didn't Chappelle call out Don Lemon for some reason? You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, he sure did. I went back and I heard it. You know what I'm saying? And, it wasn't because not necessarily this, but dude, even the quote that he said, like he said, and Don Lemon, that quote, he either said hot bed of reality or hot mess of reality. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying, you can imagine, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what reality is Don Lemon talking about, bro? That ain't me. That's Dave fucking Chappelle, dude. Like, the PhD in race, basically. You know what I'm saying? The man studies race, and he went out of his way to speak on Don Lemon, bro. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? All of that, but it's team sports, bro. It's team sports, and in this context, Don was doing the black, he was on the black team right there. You know what I'm saying? But I think what Dave Chappelle was talking about, because Dave Chappelle on that whole thing, he was like, look, I'm just the voice of the streets. You know what I'm saying? So he was contrasting himself being the streets, okay, with Don Lemon. Okay, like those were 2 different voices. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, bruh. The Washington Post, CNN's Don Lemon. We're living in 2 different realities as black and white people. Everybody up in arms with that, up in arms with the other thing too. And I put, funny thing is, I agree a bit with that part. You know what I'm saying? As far as we're living in 2 different realities as black and white people. Like, I don't think it's like a crazy thing, but bro, there's no doubt. That's the whole thing about privilege and all of that, about things that I ain't got to worry about, that black people got to worry about. You know what I'm saying? But the part about whites seeing blacks as less human, you know what I'm saying? I'm not down with that. You know what I'm saying? And especially like for us non-celebrity people, you know what I'm saying? Like as a group, as a majority, dude, like I don't think that's the case, but you have whites, like the real white supremacist, Nazi, KKK, racist people, but on the whole, for the most part, bitch, we get along with each other. You know what I'm saying? We go to the supermarket, we do all this, the same supermarket. You know what I'm saying? And also, just to kind of poke at him, I put, and if you change we're to I'm and take the words literally, it describes people like Don Lemon and Candace Owens' lives in America. So change we're to I'm. Okay, so Don Lemon says, instead of saying we're living in two different realities, he says I'm living in two different realities as black and white people. Because, bruh, come on, bruh. This dude lives in, I forgot where they exactly said he was, bruh. Some like rich white area, married to his white partner, or not, maybe not married, but with his white partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, Don Lemon, when Ferguson and shit was going down, when BLM first popped off years ago under Obama, Don Lemon was catching shit because he was like basically almost taking the other side, bruh. Like, Don Lemon was catching shit, and he learned his lesson. Because when George Floyd happened, he just like overcompensated the other way. You know what I'm saying? Kind of doing what Joe Biden's doing his whole presidency. Overcompensating for his past racism. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. What we got? They have this meme, and it says banning the teaching of systematic racism is actually a perfect example of systematic racism. And what did I put? Can you get a richer irony? While they post the meme that I posted here that said that banning the teaching of systematic racism is actually a perfect example of systematic racism, they posted that meme. Don Lemon's on here saying whites see blacks as, quote, less human. Okay, now the CRT people are literally teaching in classes that whites are not human, that they are demons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's talking about systematic racism, bitch. That is what is being, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Come on, man. What we got? Hunter Biden things. How will we tie Hunter Biden into this shit? Carmine Sabia, which is another righty warrior kind of Trumpy guy. Hunter Biden used the N-word like he said it daily and no one blinked an eye. Someone in a book said that Donald Trump said, quote, the blacks, and people have their hair on fire. That's a good point right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about that thing that I said about how only one side gets in trouble for their transgressions. You know what I'm saying? And like some of them, I guess if you're an ally or whatever, I guess that's how they excuse it away. Well, you know, he's an ally or she's an ally, but like fucking Hunter Biden, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? What kind of ally is he to anything, bruh? Like, I just don't understand why the CRT crowd, why that crowd just don't, you know what I'm saying? Why you don't tell this man anything for shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And that goes for the media too. Like, the media just ignores Hunter Biden, bruh. Like, if that was like, I don't even remember that Eric Trump or the other Trump, you know what I'm saying? And they got this dude's text saying this shit and doing all this shit, bro. You think it would be nothing? You know what I'm saying? And it's this difference of treatment that is contributing to like the tenor of where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like like I feel like CRT or whatever, the people that are doing CRT, they're doing it because they want to make shit fair, and they see that shit is not fair. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta get it, like, you gotta play it fair to do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't go unfair the other way. You know what I'm saying? Yair Rosenberg and a lot of people are doing that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Periodic update, Hunter Biden still not president. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, what does Hunter Biden have to do with anything? He's not even elected to office and everything. And that's fine. That's fine and good. You know what I'm saying? He's still white though. You know what I'm saying? And the CRT don't just go for politicians. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like what I said. Where is CRT? Where is Don Lemon? Because if it was Eric Trump or whoever that's pulling that shit, Don Lemon would do a whole show on it, bruh. Not a segment, a whole show. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how, you see me as less human, but Hunter can drop whatever bombs he wants. And it's not a thing about him seeing people as less human. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dog? I'm just saying, try and play it straight. You know what I'm saying? If you see it, if your job is to see it and call it out, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. Just call it out wherever you see it, bruh. Don't do the team sports thing. Like, I would respect it more, bruh. I could maybe get with it if you could play it fair, but you can't, bruh. You can't do it. You have proven it. You know what I'm saying? The next one was a straight tweet by me. I just put Hunter Biden is what CRT wants to teach kids white people are in schools. You know what I'm saying? Hunter Biden is what CRT wants to teach kids that white people are in schools. And yet they don't want to call out Hunter Biden. You know what I'm saying? This dude is just, privilege, racist, like all of this shit, man. Like all of this shit that they want to point out and say that America is. You know what I'm saying? That Hunter Biden is like the personification of that. And they don't touch Hunter Biden at all because of team sports. That's it. Ian Higgins. Is it still a grift when a journalist covers another grift? Oh, shit. That's not even... You know what? That's all for the Twitter streets right now. You know what I'm saying? So, look, that's good. Twitter streets was short. The notes was way longer than I thought. But that's what we got to say on CRT for right now, bruh. I hope... I don't even know if it was helpful or whatever, bruh. Like, people that's talking about this, I'm just trying to, bring my viewpoint and maybe a little bit more clarity, or I don't know, bro. Like if you have concerns with it, just know that other people have concerns too. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get through this. It's all good, bro. Everything gonna be all right. We back on the Twitter streets, but it's the day after, right? And the Twitter streets were real short, and I had those technical issues. If you watching the video, you probably don't know about that. If you just listen to the audio, I have forgot to press play on the audio. But anyway, regardless of all of that, it's the next day, and there was a couple things that kind of went down today that pertain to the CRT that I thought would be interesting and I thought would fit very well on this podcast. So we're just gonna go through real quick what happened on Twitter today, you know what I'm saying, or what happened in the world that we followed on Twitter, you know what I'm saying. And just real quickly, right, like we usually do, and the first one we got is from John Fuselang. I don't know if y'all know who that is. He's kind of like a he's like a Christian man, but he's like a liberal modern type of Christian man, right? But anyway, it don't even got nothing to do with that. Blue Check Man, he said, Senate Republicans remind us America was never about conservative versus liberal. It's always been about aristocracy versus democracy. Now, some of these that we're gonna do, like CRT and wokeness, it has to deal with, right? And for that one, you're probably like, what does that have to do with anything? But I just put to his thing, Senate Republicans remind us America was never about conservative versus liberal. It's always been about aristocracy versus democracy. You know what I'm saying? Dude's trying to make it like he's trying to make it political in sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, left side's good, right side's bad, whatever. And of course, to me, y'all know me, I'm nonpartisan. I hate both sides equally now. You know what I'm saying? And so to him, I just want to give him an example of how, I just put, yes, no aristocracy on the left. You know what I'm saying? And I put a Senator Whites only from Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all saw, I don't know if we mentioned it. There was a Democrat senator from Rhode Island, and they found out that this man is in the year 2021 or whatever it is, this man's still in a whites only club. You know what I'm saying? And the point of this is, besides for, there's no aristocracy on the left, he's of the whites only club, is that when we talked in the notes, I believe on this one, we talked, and a few of them in these past few, we talk about how like the repercussions ain't the same for both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like if they find out Rand Paul or Marco Rubio or one of the Trumps was in a white only club, what would the shitstorm be? You know what I'm saying? But yet this man, Senator Whites Only, his name is Senator Whitehouse or something like that. I just call him Senator Whites Only because that's the club he's in. But you know what I'm saying, bro? This dude didn't hardly catch no shit. They've already moved past it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unbelievable, bro. But that's it. I just wanted to point out the kind of hypocrisy in that. You know what I'm saying? Next one, Kyle Griffin, blue check, right? Schumer on the floor today. What happened today? Because this is what happened. They were big, man. Oh, was this maybe they turned down the that bill either today or yesterday. Maybe that was yesterday. Anyway, Kyle Griffin, blue check. He's like a little fact checker guy from or something from MSNBC. He's not talent, but he's like behind the scenes. Schumer on the Senate floor. Quote, the Republican leader uses the language and the logic of the Southern senators in the 60s. Here we go again. Who defended states' rights. It is an indefensible position. This is Chuck Schumer saying that, right? On the Senate floor. The Republican leaders use the language and logic of the Southern states of the 60s. Who defended states' rights, and it's an indefendable position. And to that, I put, who is calling shit Jim Crow? You non-self-aware assholes. I'm speaking to both of them because Kyle Griffin's trying to make a point, and Schumer's just talking out his ass. Who is calling shit Jim Crow? Look what Schumer said, dude. The Republican leader, the Republicans used the language and logic of the Southern senators of the 60s. These motherfuckers just spent ever since the last election calling shit Jim Crow, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. It is indefensible. Like, how can these dudes do this? Please tell me how. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Like, is he really that unself-aware? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just pointing these things out. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were interesting today. I thought they fit in with this CRT bullshit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't even know half the time. You know? Jackson Hope tweeted, people are really canceling the first openly gay active NFL player solely because he's a registered Republican. What a world we live in. I don't know if y'all saw that story. We didn't touch on that either. The first guy that ever, you know, they never had a gay player. No, they had Michael Sam. He never really made the team. You know what I'm saying? So this guy's defensive end for the Raiders, comes out, he's gay. You know what I'm saying? And it's whatever, bro. Like, I feel like it wasn't that big a deal, and I feel like that's a good thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're normalized to this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. You know, fine if they make that work. Gay people in in the NFL and all of that, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I just put he's a Republican. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just shows you once again, just like the other one that we just saw, bro. Like how it's different standards and different reactions to the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the reason why we kind of moved off of that and they didn't make a big deal about it is because they found out he was a Republican. When Michael Sam was doing this, I guess we can guess that he was a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? He's a brother man. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just assuming, but whatever, bro. Like, it was huge. It was the biggest deal. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if this man maybe was a lefty, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this would be a bigger deal. You know what I'm saying? But look, just because he's a Republican, bro. Like, what you gonna say? You know, just pointing out the double standards, pointing out these things so we can see them. You know what I'm saying? Next one, Ted Cruz blue check. The Corruption Politicians Act follows the exact same pattern that Jim Crow did. Here we go again. Trying to make Chuck Schumer look good. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. This is the first time that I see a Republican try and turn that shit around. Like, Jim Crow. No, you Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. It continued. It is partisan legislation written by the Democrats designed to keep Democrats in office and to steal the right to vote from American citizens. It is Jim Crow 2.0. And to all of that, I say that's bullshit. I put no, Ted. That's weak as fuck. Nothing is Jim Crow asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bitching because these motherfuckers is doing that Jim Crow shit. And it is bullshit that they do it like that. And then you're going to turn around and try and do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking ludicrous, dude. Nothing is Jim Crow. Nothing is the Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? And all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But that's Ted Cruz and like this dude, you know what I'm saying? He's been making a lot of, you know, Cancun, all of that shit. Ted's been making a lot of wrong moves lately. You know what I'm saying? And this is one right there, bro. That shit ain't nothing is Jim Crow anymore, bro. We are not even in the same galaxy as Jim Crow anymore. You know what I'm saying? And now we moving on to Gabriella Border Blue Check. And she's tweeting about Loudoun County, Virginia. And now we kind of get into the gristle of the CRT now, because this is kind of the big talking thing today. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was yet another one of the city, what you call it? School council meetings, bruh, and school board meetings. And these people been getting buck in there, bruh. Like I said, and I think I have like a tweet that says it, bruh. This shit is getting to be Tea Party, like Tea Party 2.0, but like on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know, it is not yet, maybe, because if you think back, the Tea Party got bucked too. Like, I remember people, like all them Tea Party, like getting up and they were yelling at remember that gay senator that was very popular at the time? I can't remember his name. Like giving him the business and you know, whatever. But anyway, Gabriella tweeted about that meeting, and about the meeting, a man ended up getting arrested, just like speaking his piece, and they tried to shut the meeting. They tried to shut the meeting down, like it was overflow. You know what I'm saying? And they told all these people they could talk, and after a while they just shut it down. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't taking, you know, they wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, I don't know if he didn't get to speak his piece or whatever, he wanted to speak his piece, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, all he was doing was being loud, you know what I'm saying? And then they arrested the man, you know what I'm saying? 2 arrests were made at the Loudoun County, Virginia school board meeting after it was declared an unlawful assembly, and some parents here to protest against critical race theory and a transgender policy refused to leave right away. And it's true, bruh. Like, I don't get it, bruh. And I kind of like, I had like thoughts from both sides, you know what I'm saying? Because I could see like a lot of people from like a left, and especially like some black folk looking at this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny that I think the main sheriff guy that did that was a black man. I could be wrong, but I could just see him kind of laughing and smiling at this and being like, you should have complied, bro. Like, compliance, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think that this shit was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I hope that the black folk look at it kind of the other way too. Like, bro, if you just protesting and speaking your piece in a kind of democratic way, you know what I'm saying? And all you're doing is talking, and then these policemen with their little short temper, or they don't want to hear it, so they just decide to arrest you. You know what I'm saying? One thing that can be said is, well, if those was black people, then you know what would happen, because hey, this man got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, really not harming nobody. And another thing, I saw some people acting like saying like and it was like some headlines like Loudoun County, Virginia school board meeting you know, on critical race theory turns violent or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And there we go. You know, it wasn't mostly peaceful, even though this was the worst thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? It was violent. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see nothing burning in the background, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But as far as to tweet at the time, what I put was, it's a bad look for the defund the police folk. You know what I'm saying? Because like the school board, you would guess people obviously they didn't want to hear nothing about the CRT. You would figure a lot of them are for the left, and I'm sure, because I heard and I saw a picture of the lady that's the leader of the school board. She is definitely a lefty, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of assume that they're also kind of the defund the police crowd. And it's just funny how, you know, you defund the police, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something sheriffs at this one man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, defund the police until we need the police, and it's holla for this little fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Patrice Snow tweeted Imagine being a K-12 student of color in Loudoun County, figuring out who you are and your place in the world, and knowing your classmates and their parents feel like this. Imagine. Now, to this, I'm a white man. You know what I'm saying? So maybe maybe I don't understand anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a kid and he's in that range. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a student of color. He is a white kid in a predominantly white school. But you know what I'm saying? It is my understanding, and we kind of talked about it on the note side of this pod yesterday on the podcast that we just did, bro. Like I put to this, imagine thinking kids of any color, K through 12, care about any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is old people bullshit. All of this shit that we fighting and all of this, you know what I'm saying? You might have your little few wonder kids that are ahead and is starting to pay attention to this. I'm saying my little dude's 12 right now, and he's going to be in the 7th grade coming up. And he don't know what none of this is. He could give a shit. He is looking at the PlayStation or looking at the iPad. You know what I'm saying, bro? So when the lady says, imagine being a K-12 student of color, figuring out who you are and your place in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, that's like some college shit or some young adult shit. Don't tell me these young kids care about any of this shit. And honestly, they shouldn't. Anybody that's trying to stick all this bullshit in front of kids and fucking, I want to say, ruin their childhood, bro. Like, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but the K through 12 shit, if any of them do know and are paying attention to any of this, bro, I feel like it's like 10, 11, 12 grade, maybe. You know what I'm saying, bro? I don't know, bro. Just me, and maybe that's my poor parenting skills that I'm also highlighting. I don't know, bro. My wife is better at the parenting than I am. You know what I'm saying? Dinesh D'Souza. And we're gonna have I'm sure we're gonna have a few about this Loudoun County School Board. You know what I'm saying? And he said, and I hate Dinesh D'Souza. So when I gotta fucking tweet some shit that even kind of agrees with him, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? But the Loudoun County School Board ended debate over the school's critical race theory indoctrination. Parents responded by belting out the national anthem, which was, to me, a kind of interesting little way of protest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. And I was just pointing this out because, like, they were unified and they were about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you saw any videos of that meeting, right? Like, these parents, like, it was like a fucking ball game, bro. Like, somebody would get up and say that shit and everybody like, yeah, like a 200, like, packed to the rafters room. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I could see why them school board people were probably a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? And to all of that, I just put, shit is like Tea Party on steroids. And it's just starting, and I think CRT fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like CRT, they got their little momentum right now, but bruh, you can see the wave just forming against it. On the other side, bruh. Like, and it's another thing that I took note of, and I hope I also did some of these tweets about that, bruh. I think the reason that like everybody will be everybody's like tripping over all these white people doing this, and there's two things that I want to say about that, and I don't know if it applies to the tweets or not. Number one is their kids are involved. You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna go buck about their kids. Like, adults can argue and whatever, bro. Like, and it's almost like, whatever, bro. When they feel that it's their kids are, and like, even if they feel they're threatened and it's not a real threat or whatever, bro, that's not what matters. What matters is their perception of the situation. And look, both sides do it. Y'all know it's true, bro. If you think that your kid is even if it's just not danger, but it's something that you don't want your kids to be, whatever, bro, then everything is just gonna be in hyperdrive when the kids are involved. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can all argue about CRT. When that shit starts coming close to schools, bro, that's when these parents are gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And what was the other thing that I had? Oh, and the other thing I just noticed last night while I was probably had my mind right. Like, all of these people acting like all of these white people out here, right? They come in and they're getting really mad about a lot of this, but you got to kind of think that out, right? And I was trying to do that. And when you kind of break it down, it's like, why are those people mad? Why are those people mad? Because they don't want to teach this, they don't want to teach that. I really don't think that that's a lot of it at all. Now, this Loudoun County, it kind of was, because not only was it race, and that's another unfortunate thing, they kind of made it a lot about race. A lot of it was about that transgender shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know how you exposing your kids to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no problem with the transgender people, even if you want to do it at that young age, but just, leave everybody else's kids out of it. You know what I'm saying? Do your own thing. But, all of those people, another reason why, besides for that those people are there, bruh, is because they feel, whether the CRT people acknowledge it or not, they feel that they are being called racist, and they don't think they racist. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like that's a good thing as far as their reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to say that they're racist, or even that all of their systems are racist, and they don't, they are like defensive and kind of whatever, and people take that as a negative, and I feel like, bruh, it's not as a negative as you think it is. Like, they think being called racist is bad. They think racism is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish we could kind of understand how, that dynamic of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are against racism too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the list that the CRT is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And especially since it's so new and it's just, just so pervasive, so fast. You know what I'm saying? Just some things I thought about. Just some things maybe you could think about. You know what I'm saying? Next one is Ned Ryan. This is John Teagues. Oh, I think that's the name of the man that got arrested. And I'll have some pictures. Clearly y'all will see it. You know what I'm saying? The audio people. Whatever. This is John Teagues, or I hope I'm saying Teagues. He is a retired Air Force veteran and small business owner in Loudoun County. This is appalling, and Loudoun County Sheriff Mike Chapman should be ashamed of himself. And oh man, what I put to this one is so true, bruh. And shows you how I can both sides it. You know what I'm saying? Better than most. What that reminded me of, excuse the dogs again, is it reminds me of what they did to a lawmaker, and I couldn't remember the state. I think it's Georgia, might have been Texas. It was when the first one of those states made the laws to the voter laws. You know what I'm saying? They did the voter law, and there was they tried to do it in the dead of the night, sign it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, they didn't let anybody in the governor's office. The governor had the doors locked, and he told the security there to arrest anybody that tried to come in. And then there was this lawmaker. She was a black lady, and she didn't agree with that, and so she just went and she went up to the door and kind of knocked on it. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, bruh, like, that's all she did was go there, knock on the door, and kind of try to go in. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, 2 officers that were right there just straight arrested that lady and just, I don't want to say dragged her out, but you know what I'm saying? It was just fucking as ridiculous to me as what happened to this man in this meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, what you gonna do, right? This is just pathetic. Both of the situations, but that's exactly what it reminded me of. I don't know if anybody's gonna point that out, but you can't deny that. Next tweet, Rex Zane tweeted, Republicans are protesting CRT everywhere, from the poorest school districts of the Deep South to Loudoun County, Virginia, the wealthiest county in the U.S. I didn't know that. Loudoun County, Virginia is the wealthiest county in the U.S. I believe that's Mark Levin's county. Just in case you were thinking institutional racism is a backwoods problem. And I don't agree with the way that is put. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything being called institutional racism. And I'm not one to deny systematic racism. I've already pointed out I can prove systematic racism in about 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And all it is the amount of black people in jail for drugs, the ratio of blacks to whites in jail for drug crimes versus the ratio, you know what I'm saying? Given that they have similar rates of usage, similar rates of selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. This is my son and his friend just doing the PlayStation, not caring about CRT. You know what I'm saying? But 2Rex and his the way he put it with thinking institutional racism is a backwoods problem. You know what I'm saying? Calling everything institutional racism caused what happened in Loudoun County, Virginia. Just like I said, right? And people, a big reason why they all there is because, you know what I'm saying? They don't appreciate, everybody that's white is racist. You know what I'm saying? Because probably most of those people don't think they're racist. Maybe some of them are, but I'm guessing a lot of them aren't. You know what I'm saying? And calling everything institutional racism caused a lot of what happened. It caused the reason why those people are so riled up in that, in that place. So that's what I'm saying. Like CRT, bro, they need to watch themselves because, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna, the way they going about it right now, bro. I don't know if they ever gonna get to where they trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Because they're causing something. You know what I'm saying? They are something that's coming, bro. And I don't know, bro. And Loudoun students tweeted, former school board member Eric Dickenip is advocating for violent overthrow of the Loudoun County School Board. And bruh, what the fuck, bruh? Like, what did he put? Let's see what it said. He just put, show them what an insurrection really is. Like, yuck. Like, but look, the reason that I put that, okay, is I joke, okay? But this shows you the depths that shit is rising to, and understand why. You coming for people's kids. You want shit to get bucked? Keep going for them kids. And like Eric Dick and Nip, whoever he is, his little Abby is just him with his kids that he's holding. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, CRT, bro, you better watch what you getting into, bro, because as about it as the CRT people are, you know what I'm saying? Maybe these people that's against it might be a little bit more about it. But the scary thing is like we're headed towards finding out. You know what I'm saying? Roger Solenberger found the true love suckers. That's his name on Twitter. Twitter is a weird place. He's a blue check though. And we moving on from the Loudoun County to another very interesting thing that happened today in relation to CRT. They had these army generals that I don't know what kind of hearings they were having. Maybe it's on CRT. I think it might have been on CRT. And this army, he's the highest ranking, I believe, military officer in the country. General Milley. In fact, I just whenever we did the Joe Biden podcast the other day, and when I was saying he said that the greatest threat was white supremacy to Tulsa, and then he said the greatest threat was global warming to Europe, and then I said his generals, and I put General Milley, but I wasn't sure, but I was right. I had said China or Russia. Well, anyway, they called this man in, and I had seen another one before him, maybe yesterday. Both of them gave kind of almost impassioned defenses of I don't know if it's officially teaching, just of CRT, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely what the hearing was because some of them dudes was mad because the military was getting woke, and they was trying to make them read certain books or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this guy comes in, General Milley, and he testified, you know what I'm saying? And he gave this speech that was just quite impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, clearly you can tell that I'm not really with the CRT and none of that. But bruh, I can respect I guess if if you come at me the right way and everything, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, made me think about it for a little while. Like I won't change my mind, you know what I'm saying? But I can definitely respect what he says. And look, like while I'm against CRT kind of being taught to these young kids and everything, even if like I'm trying to decide on like if my son's school would try and do that, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I would raise the big ruckus like all these people are, you know what I'm saying? Like I would just feel like I would, you learn what they tell you to learn, you know what I'm saying? And then if I have to come behind you and kind of put shit in perspective how I want you to think, you know what I'm saying, then I think that's how I would play it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, this General Milley, I don't have the audio, but he I don't even know how to describe it, bro. He kind of said that people need to have an open mind. But let's see what the tweet says before I stop rambling. General Milley directly connects what he calls, quote, white rage to the attack on the Capitol. He says he studied Mao, Marx, Lenin, and that doesn't make him a communist. When he says he's personally offended when people call the military woke. Matt Gaetz, who said that, shakes his head. You know what I'm saying? And that was another big thing. They were killing Matt Gaetz, which good. I don't even know how that motherfucker is still around right now. Man, the way that the general spoke, you know what I'm saying? Just basically saying he don't understand, why people can't have an open mind. And just like it just said, about like how he had studied all of that and it didn't make him this. And the same should go for, the race stuff, because the military is made up of all the races, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm fair, I feel. You know what I'm saying? So to that, I put the general made a solid statement. And I only kind of had one question about it, and they kind of mentioned it here. You know what I'm saying? He says, he went in a total, defense of reading about CRT in the military and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Totally says that, it would be better for everybody if we did it. You know what I'm saying? Unequivocally. And so my only question is, look what he said at the end, this last statement. It says, when he says he's personally offended when people call the military woke. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. He's personally offended when people call the military woke. But I feel like his whole statement was in defense of a woke military and of wokeness. You know what I'm saying? Of an open mind, of a socially conscious military. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand that one little question. You know what I'm saying? If he's all about that, you know what I'm saying? Why would it offend him if they call the military woke? You know what I'm saying? Because it sounded like that's what he would, that's what his goal was. And that's his goal in getting these people, you know what I'm saying? What is the goal of having the people to read those materials if you don't want them to be woke? So why does it offend you if they call in the military woke? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the general statement was impressive. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe if more people from the woke side would study what that man said and kind of broke it down like he did, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the wokeness and the CRT wouldn't be having such a hard time right now, with the other side. And so the next one is also about the general, and everybody was, everybody from that side was like, bro, you got to stop what you're doing and listen to this. And it was impressive. It really was. I don't know if I'm gonna have it, but it was impressive. And this person, Principles First, I guess it's an organization, tweeted, "This is honest leadership. It isn't talking points. It's principled, and it puts our country first. I want to understand white rage, and I'm white." This is another thing he said that I didn't quite. I have an issue with this, and hopefully whatever I type to it will show why. Look at these kids just fucking up my podcast, dude. It's honest leadership. Oh, he said, "I want to understand white rage, and I'm white. I want to know why people attacked this building." He said that's a direct quote, and you know what I'm saying? But this is, watch, I think I have it right here, bruh. To that, I put, it's the damnedest thing to me. Okay, the man said, I want to understand white rage, and I'm white. I want to know why people attacked this building. You know what I'm saying? And I put, it's the damnedest thing to me. If a white person dare speak on any aspect of the black experience, they drug. You know what I'm saying? Like drug across the floor. It's curb stomped. You're like, what the fuck do you know, white person, about the black experience, right? Like, I feel like most people can agree with what I just said. You know, like saying, what the fuck do you know, bruh? It's a black thing, you know? But whites are supposed to listen to CRT black-splain to us what white rage is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this general is going to Ibram Kendi to tell him what white rage is. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense, bruh. You know, like, come on, dude. Like, I don't understand that fucking, how it don't work both ways. You know what I'm saying? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, okay. If I don't know the black experience, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But don't fucking come tell me how you going to them to see what white rage is, dawg? You know what I'm saying? You want to know why people attack that building? What the fuck is Kendi gonna know? What the fuck is Nicole Hannah-Jones gonna know? Besides some fucking political bullshit, dog. You know what I'm saying? What do they know about what the fucking dude in the fucking horns was feeling? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. What else we got? Was that it? No. What we got? Oh yeah, maybe that is it. Okay, there you go, bro. Like, it wasn't a super lot, right? But it was just some things that was very interesting today that totally fit in with the other one. Don't lie, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I explained. I did, huh? About how this is the day after, like, different shirt, which I also screened myself. But I did remember to light the same at least. And that's it, bro. So hopefully I can glom this all together and make it like a fucking cohesive narrative or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like CRT, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, just adding my 2 cents, adding my perspective, hoping to improve or add to your perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we got. See you next time. Punk is politicians,